What is it? Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Facebook Live. Shit Koopa says. Hope you are doing great today. While we're waiting on folks to join, Cooped Up is my website. You can visit that anytime. I'm Cooped Up is my handle in all the social places. Would love a follow, particularly if you are on the Instagrams and wherever you watch or listen to this. It's broadcast on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, as well as rebroadcast in audio format on all of the major podcasting platforms. Be sure to click the notification bell, subscribe button, whatever it is called on the platform of your choice, so that you do not miss a minute of the fun. So I hope everyone is having a good day. My day has been stormy. Started up very stormy this morning. Crazy. Lots of talking. All of that. I'll get to all of that momentarily. Hey, Mama. Good to see you. So today is the last day of me being 47 years old. As of tomorrow, I will be 48 years old. So it's like, I don't know, 48 is not a big year, but it's kind of like officially in my upper late 40s. I don't know. To me, early 40s would be like 40. No, if you're 40, you're 40. And then early 40s, you're 41, 42. Mid 40s is maybe even 43 is early 40s. 44, 45, 46 is mid 40s. I'd even say 47 just to stretch it. But then you are officially in your late 40s, firmly in your late 40s at 48 and 49. And so I, as of tomorrow, will be firmly in my late 40s. I'm actually looking forward to it. I actually don't mind my age. Thankfully, I don't look my age. There are a lot of 47-year-olds who look a lot older than I. But the morning started off just pretty normal. Took the kids to school. And then all of a sudden I was getting ready and these gargantuan storms blew through. I knew we were going to have some storms here in North Texas. I didn't realize they were going to be as ferocious as they were. We didn't even get the worst of it here in Oak Cliff. But like up in Grapevine and other places, Frisco, McKinney, all of that, there were even tornadoes on the ground in December, which seems crazy to me. And I had a 10 o'clock call this morning with a client who's based in Grapevine, Texas, which for those of you who are not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Grapevine is, if you take Dallas and Fort Worth, the middle is Arlington, and then you go about maybe 20 miles north of that, that's where Grapevine is. So it's kind of due in the middle, maybe a little further over to the left. But I talked to my client, and they had just been sheltering in for like 20 minutes in their corporate office in their storm shelter areas. Kelly is reinforcing that we spent our morning taking shelter. I had an adrenaline hangover for hours. That's what I heard. So do you want to hear something weird? And this is not bragging. This is not shaming. This is not any of those things. It's just a statement of fact. I have never sheltered in my life. I have never, like, they'll put us under tornado watch, and I'm more likely to be the one who goes out on the front porch and looks at the sky to see if the clouds are moving, what the sound's like, all of that kind of stuff. So, and I'm not saying it's smart. I'm just saying that's me. Aaron is saying he was sheltered in the shower at the gym. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to die at the gym. I do not want to die at the gym. So then that was over with, and I think it hit Fort. It was kind of a line that went from Fort Worth up through Grapevine and then up to like the McKinney area. I think in McKinney there was like a Home Depot or a Sam's Club or something that got hit by a tornado. So then, I forgot one thing. Before I took a shower and before I got ready, I stepped on the scale, and I've officially lost 26 pounds. I'm 202. I started up at 228. And if you know me very well, 26 is my lucky number. So maybe I should go buy a lottery ticket today and start off my 40s, my 48s, my late 40s, as the skinny new me with the lucky number 26 behind me and a lottery ticket in my hand. I'm probably going to, actually, you know what? I have that Jack Pocket app on my phone where I can buy lottery tickets on my phone. So I may be buying a lottery ticket. You know, ever since I was a young pup, 26 has been my lucky number. I don't know why. I remember the first time I realized that it was like my lucky number. We were at a like a fall festival or something in a small town outside of Hallettsville, Texas, which that itself is a small town. But there was an even smaller town that had like this big church festival. And we were there, and it was one of those luck wheels. And I just played 26 over and over again, and I kept winning. And ever since then, it's been my lucky number. Without even thinking about it, if you add my birth date together, 12 and 14, it is 26. And funny enough, my house number has 26 in it. And I've lived in like 3 different houses that have the number 26 in them. And if you know numerology at all, you basically take the number down until you can get it just to 1 digit. You add the digits. So a 2 and a 6 add up to an 8. And the 8 is the power number. So I'm an unfulfilled 8, as my friend Maddie Roberts used to always say in numerology with that. So 26 pounds. So that means I'm only 2 pounds away from 200. So 3 pounds away from 199. And I'm trying to get to 195. So at least I have some wiggle room if I cheat, if I gain a little bit back. I want to stay in like the ones. 199. So I texted my sister that I'm 202 now. She sent me a text that I'm not going to recite to you. I'm out of respect to her, but we'll see. What else? Oh, and then after I got to where we had this meeting, thank you, Mom. Congratulations. I'm feeling so thin. My clothes aren't buckling as much as they used to. Like, I am actually enjoying many more of my clothes now. I mean, I put on a pair of pants the other day, and they were so loose I had to like cinch the belt and then kind of move the ruching, if you will, to the back. Kind of spread it out, but more to the back than the front. So I'm very happy with myself. And I found this diet, this Optavia diet, is I'm not getting so much more done during the day because I'm not leaving for lunch. I'm just popping a bar in my mouth. And I know I talked about that yesterday. But so after my meeting this morning with the client, video meeting, I started doing annual performance reviews with my staff. So for the next like 5 hours, I was just having performance reviews all day long today with them. And nothing was bad. Like, I don't mind doing them. None of them got bad reviews, nothing. I mean, everything's fine. It's just a whole lot of touchy-feely talk. Let's put it that way. Like, because there's always areas of improvement. You have to have that in there. So you got to build a shit sandwich, basically, is what you got to do. A client taught me that. My client, Brent Jackson, from ages ago, taught me, like, when you deliver news like this, always do a shit sandwich. Do a nice compliment, nice things to say at the beginning, and then you put the shit in there, and then at the end you wrap it up with a nice, friendly, sweet, like, surprise. So it's like a shit sandwich. And did you know that the news, the evening news, follows the same formula? So they usually start you out with some sort of breaking news, but not like the terrible stuff, unless that is the most breaking news, but just generally breaking news. And then they get into the, if it bleeds, it leads kind of stuff. And then they always try to end on a sweet, like, oh, it's a puppy, or, oh, someone did a good deed and they think that they had to call the news to tell them, because it's not a good deed unless there's a news story or if you posted it on social media, that sort of thing. But anyway, so that was like 5 hours of my day, like I said. And then finally I got to like do some work and catch up and stuff. And then I went and cashed a check. I got the final distribution from my grandfather, who died at the very beginning of the pandemic. He died actually before we even knew there was a pandemic coming. So in December 28th, something like that, of 2019, he passed away at age 100. He turned 100 like on December 4th, something like that. And so he passed away at 100, and they've still been settling his estate after all of this. And his estate was being divided by 5 children, so 2 stepchildren and 3 of his actual children. And my dad being one of the stepchildren, one of the 2 stepchildren. And they had been getting some distributions here and there and all of that kind of stuff. But this was the final one. They cleared out all the accounts, safety deposit box, all that kind of stuff. And because my dad has passed away, all of the other heirs, instead of just dividing it by 4, decided to divide my dad's portion by 2. So Monica and I got our checks. I think she should have gotten it already, but I cashed that today. So that was the last of it. It wasn't a big check, but I'm gonna buy something nice with it for myself. Something nice that like lasts forever, so I can say, you know what, this Gucci bag. It wasn't Gucci money, but something like that. I got this with Stan bought this for me, and we'll say it that way. So, what else? What else? Oh, back to the weather. Have y'all seen the weather for next week? So it's supposed to start to get cold in the next few days, or cooler. It's supposed to get cooler, but then by the end of next week, next Thursday, oh God, hang on, let me go into, how do I do that? Oh, I thought there was a way that someone's spamming in the comments, and I thought there was a way that I could block them on here. Let me see. No, I can't figure it out. Hopefully they don't continue. But and I bet it's on it says it's on Facebook. I thought it would be on YouTube. So back to the weather. So by the end of next week, and maybe if any of y'all see that comment, I don't know if you're able to block it or mark it as spam and make it go away. I used to be able to do it here on my end. I don't know how to do that now. But by the end of next week, get back on track here, Cooper. Get back on track. Don't let the Philippines distract you. We have a chance of wintry mix next Thursday and Friday. Better not fuck up my Prissy Boys, Sissy Boys luncheon at Neiman Marcus next Friday with Eric and Craig. But it will, I think we're only under like 20% chance of it. And, but that technically means 20% chance doesn't mean statistically there's a 20% possibility. It means that 20% of the viewing area will likely have wintry mix. That's how those like percentages work. If it's like a 50% chance of rain, it doesn't mean you're half as likely to have rain as not rain. It means 50% of the viewing area will likely have rain. That is how weather forecasts are. I bet most people didn't realize that. So 20% of people. Now, I bet if it's 20%, it's not going to be the major cities. It's not going to be, maybe Fort Worth gets it a little bit because they always kind of get the brunt of stuff coming in from the north and the west. But Dallas probably won't get anything. It'll be all of the northern suburbs, like where Beth, if she's watching or listening, she lives up in Frisco. They tend to get everything. They get the tornadoes, they get the weather, they get the winter mix, they get all of that. Grapevine. Kelly, you live out in Aubrey, is that correct? I believe you live like out there, just south of Denton. So they tend to get it all. So hunker down early next week, go buy some extra groceries. I don't know if your kids are in school through Wednesday. My kids get out on Friday, this coming Friday, and are out all of next week. But if your kids, I know DISD goes through Wednesday. So maybe have a little preparations in line for that. It would be nice I like a nice little wintry mix. I actually like snow like the first day. I want it to snow, stick long enough for us to have a snow day and to have fun and for it to be fun, neat. And then I want it to go away. I don't want it to be wet. I don't want it to be all of that. So my mom just reported the comments. Thank you, Mom. I wanted to show y'all something that I got. That if you are looking for if you have a crafty queen in your life, or just whatever, who likes to hot glue, or you just want one yourself, they now make cordless hot glue guns. I used it the other day. It is fantastic. So this is what it looks like. It costs about $20. I'll try to find the comments. I'll try to actually, let me look it up real quick, and I'll just throw it in the comments real quick. This cordless hot glue gun. It is so easy to use. I'm just passing on the hot tips. Cordless hot glue gun. Here's the one. Is that the one? Yeah, it's $21 about. Yeah, this is the one I purchased. It says last purchased. I am throwing. Oh shit! Am I still there? I went onto the wrong screen there. It is in the comments now. So this hot glue, so it plugs in via and I've already used it. I just packed it away, like a USB-C port. And I actually didn't even use the one it came with. I just used the one that goes to my iPad that was already plugged in. So it plugs into that, and then it sits in this container like this. Actually, I think it goes like that. And then it heats up, and then you pull it off, and you can use it for like a few minutes at a time. It's not infinite, but you can use it for a few minutes at a time, and then you put it back on, it heats up, and there's lights up there that tell you like when you need to put it back on and when it's good. And it is so easy to use. It is so light. I used it because we had, I had a wreath a pine cone wreath that I made using pine cones from my in-laws' estate. That one of the pine cones fell off, and it was hanging on the wall, and it came loose while we were hanging on the wall. And I left it on the wall, and I was just able to go up to it and do that. We had a pine cone fall off of the wreath on the front door. I did the same thing, just glued it on, and it was super easy peasy. It's light, and what I love is that you're not fighting the cord. And now I'm suddenly having deja vu. I feel like I've talked about this before. But you're not fighting the cord. It's not trying to turn it. My issue is when you set a hot glue gun down and it's on the little stand normally, like a regular one, it's always trying to tump over because the cord is trying to make it tump over. And this thing, it just sits there, easy peasy. It's like locked in, really balanced, good stuff. The only thing I will tell you, the only thing I don't like about this hot glue gun is that it is required to use the skinny little sticks. So the little tiny ones. And so I have mostly the big fat thick ones that I use on things. So I'm going to have to order more of these. And it does, because they're so thin and so small, like I used like 1.5 sticks already just on those. I think I only had 2 projects. I had a couple of other things that just needed like one little dollop of glue. But anyway, gift guide idea, cooped up gift guide. If you have a crafty person, this Go Nova hot glue gun, $23 is the best. David is saying that's the 3rd time I've heard tump over today. That Todd does not believe that is a phrase. I say it all the time, and he's like, that's not a word, Cooper. You tump over is not a word. Tump over is a word. I don't know if it's a word recognized by the Merriam-Webster dictionary. I can't imagine not, because they recognize so many other things. And by the way, it comes in a great little box that it's easy to store. But to me, tump over is like if something falls over, like if it gets knocked and falls over, or it's usually an accident if something tumps over. But usually if it tumps over, it tumps and then it dumps also. Like it's a combination. Do any of y'all have any better explanations for the definition? It's the sound it makes, tump. That too. What do you call that when a sound is the word? Is that an automatopoeia? I believe that's the word for it. I'm wondering in the closed captioning if I say automatopoeia, if it is knowing what I'm saying, or if it is just like I don't know. But anyway, good gift guide idea there. And then the last topic I have today, again, I've been so busy these last few days that oh yeah, Blake, here we go. It's a bigger mess than tipped over. Yes, if something tips over, it just tips over. It just falls over, right? If it tumps over, it makes a mess. Like stuff falls out of it. It's like dumping. Oh, that's it. It's like tipping over and dumping at the same time. It tumps. You tump over a trash can. Hot glue gun tumps over and glue gets all over the place. You tump over a jar of marbles, that kind of thing. And actually, usually it's not you tump it over. It's usually it tumps over. I don't think you can tump something. I think tump is something that happens to something, right? So a corded hot glue gun can tump over. I agree. It's usually intentional or unintentional. It's usually frustrating when it happens. Usually you're present when it happens, and it's like, so I got to clean that up. Almost always, if something tumps over, the next thing is, fuck, I guess I got to clean that up. Like that is the natural next thing. Eric is saying he's never heard the word tump until 4 minutes ago. And he lived in Texas. How long? And he'd known me how long? I guess I don't talk about tumping stuff over that much. But yeah, it's a word. Let's see if let's see what the dictionary. Okay, I'm gonna go to the dictionary. My research. Oh, it no, it is not. Okay. Dictionary says a tump is a small rounded hill or a mound or a tumulus. I don't even know what a tumulus is. I've never heard of that. Or a clump of trees, shrubs, or grass is a tump. Never heard of that. What does tump mean in slang? Tump, an intransitive verb, chiefly Southern, means to tip or turn over, especially accidentally, usually used with over. Sooner or later, everybody tumps over. Nothing to worry about if you don't get caught under the canoe. Yeah, a canoe tumps over. Yes. Is tumping Texas? Oh, Texas Monthly. Hey, that's one of your favorites. I'm going to put that in the comments too. Oh, God, I'm like going to the wrong place there. Texas Monthly. Talk Like a Texan is Tumping Texan, an entomological investigation into the Southern phrase. If you grew up in Texas, you may remember being reprimanded for tumping, as in John Novak's and blah, blah, blah. I can't believe you tumped over your whole toy box all over the floor again. You clean that mess up right now. Yes, see? Followed by you clean that mess up right now. Yes. Tumping things. So that's funny. I didn't realize that was. I mean, Todd always teases me about it, but Todd's from South Carolina, which was Southern, but his parents are German, and he was raised around German language. Like his first language was German. They still have not, after all these years, they still have very like German ways. Like there were certain things like, I think at one point I said something to Todd like Jack Sprat can eat no fat, his wife could eat no lean, and he's like, "What the fuck's that?" And I'm like, "That nursery? You don't know that nursery rhyme at all? Like you never heard of that?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're the strange German ways." I've tumped over many times, Michelle Condré is saying, especially when I was fatter. Oh, I've tumped and I can't get up. That's funny. And Michelle, by the way, thank you for your post earlier about the marriage thing. I'm going to end on this, unless y'all have other questions or things. Put them in the comments. President Biden today signed into law the Respect for Marriage Act, which I guess Respect for Marriage bill is now, and now it's the Respect for Marriage law. Is that how it works? It's an act until it is passed by the Congress, I believe, and then it becomes law when it's signed by the president. Anyway, so officially now in the United States in 2022, the last days of 2022, gay marriage or same-sex marriage and interracial marriage are legal, federally legal in the United States. Like previously, they were legal only by court order. So our marriage was only recognized by the federal government prior to today, was only recognized by the federal government because a court ruling said it had to. That the Supreme Court said, nope, it is illegal to discriminate based on this or whatever. So it is now codified into law. Thank you, David. Everyone's focusing on the same-sex marriage part of it, but I think that the interracial part is pretty important too. And there were a number of people. There were a number of people who are in interracial marriages who voted against it on the Republican side. But so now the only way. So previously we were only protected by that court order standing, right? Well, we saw how that turned out earlier this year with Roe versus Wade, and now there's all these abortion laws all over the country again because abortion was previously only protected by court order, and then that not abortion, the right to choose, the right to have an abortion was only protected, and then that was taken away when the court order was overturned. So now the only way they can overturn it is if they make another law. They make a very hateful, very short-sighted law, which no one anticipates that would happen. If they make a law saying that it rescinds the previous law, like this one actually rescinds the Defense of Marriage Act, right? So it is still possible, but highly unlikely. So, and Aaron is saying, "Yay for marriage, but hallelujah for divorce." Yes, you've experienced the ups and the downs of it, haven't you? It is very important, though. the right to divorce is just as important as the right to marry. That's not the end of the world, getting a divorce. I mean, I come from a home where my mom and my dad were both married 4 times. So I'm not gonna. I'm an expert on marriage and blended families. Let's just put it that way. So um, I could teach a 101 poli sci course. Thank you, Eric. I get it all from you. It's through osmosis. I think I don't know things, and then I start talking about him, and then I'm like, I kind of know more than I think I know. And this is news-ish. Keep that in mind. Sometimes my details are a little bit off. So, alrighty, well, I'm going to go. We have dinner tonight for my birthday because I can't eat twice in one day. And tomorrow I'm taking my staff to Neiman Marcus for brunch, or for lunch, rather, their holiday buffet. And excited about that. That'll be my big meal of the day. So we're going to eat tonight because I've only had bars and snacks and stuff today. We're eating tonight at Boulevardier. And then tomorrow's that. So next time you see me, I should be here tomorrow. I do plan to drink at lunch, so I shouldn't be too tipsy. I mean, it still is kind of work, and it still is the middle of the day. But next time you see me, whether it's tomorrow or the next day, I will be 48 years old. I will be officially, firmly in my late 40s, just like my beloved friend Eric. Alrighty, truly a shit sandwich today. Ended on a high note. Yes. Alrighty, well, with that, thank you, Michelle. Happy early birthday. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. With that, I'm going to say bye. I love you. It's so important to know you are loved. It really is. I love that you watch this. Thank you. I do not take for granted that you still welcome me into your lives every day after all these years. We've gone through a pandemic. We are pretending it's not existing anymore. And we're here. So I will see you tomorrow or the next day, depending on how I feel tomorrow, for another episode of Cooped Up Live, should I say. Talk to you later. Bye. Bye.